Actually, wait. Before we move on to someone else, PackOw, are you still there?
Yeah, what's up?
Okay. Regardless of what shape it is, do you think it's not moving or moving currently, like right now?
I think it's moving.
Okay. Would you say there's like a way to know for sure, like not just believe it to like prove it? Is there any way to prove it?
Yeah.
Okay, yeah. What would it be?
The Hubble constant?
So have you seen that, or can you post? I would like to. Can you? Yeah, just post that. I'd like to see that. Do you have it on
Hubble
you?
constant. Constant for what?
Do you see the live stream voice text? I'd just post the
Hold
thing
on,
that you
let me.
said.
The
Yeah, no
Hubble.
worries.
What was he referring to? The Hubble constant for what again?
Good question. I don't know what that is.
Repeat what you said. What's his name? PackOw. You can repeat your answer if you want.
Yeah, one more time. I missed it. I just heard Hubble constant at the end.
You asked me how I can prove that the Earth is moving.
Yes.
So the Hubble's constant.
Hubble's. How does Hubble? Are you talking about Abby Georges Lemaitre constant? Because that's not Hubble's constant. That's
I don't know what you just said.
Yeah, Abby Georges Lemaitre. Yeah, he was the first one that discovered, let's quote unquote, Hubble's law. It was actually the douchebag religious Jesuit priest of the Big Bang that first, in fact, 2 years before Hubble even conjured his horse shit. It's Abby Georges Lemaitre. So, and then you're talking about redshift. How in the fuck does redshift prove the Earth's rotating?
That wasn't the question.
Yeah, it was.
He asked if the Earth was moving. If I thought the Earth was moving, not rotating.
Oh, so transmitting.
How do you prove the Earth?
Okay, so he
voice
posted.
text.
Yeah, hold on. I'll
That
post
wouldn't prove your Abby Georges Lemaitre constant anyway. That's not a fucking answer.
Okay.
Well, to him it is.
What the hell does that have to do with anything? What you're talking about redshift, right?
No, I'm just proving that galaxies are moving away into.
Yeah, redshift. You don't even know what the fuck you're talking about.
Yeah,
Get the fuck out of here.
redshift means they're moving away. Blue shift
Really?
means towards us.
I debunked redshift. I have a whole video on it. Did it like 12 years ago.
Okay, nice.
Yeah. I'm talking to somebody right now. Hold on and I'll get it for you.
Why is the redshift moving away from us?
It doesn't have anything
PMAC.
to do with what he's talking about.
What?
He's just,
Did you say
it sounds like he's got like a 1956 physics book and he's just pointing his finger at the glossary, coming up with fucking terms and shit. Doesn't mean shit. Your redshift fucking answer is damn near non sequitur. The fuck does redshift? What? Explain. You just named Abby Georges Lemaitre's law. What does that explain? Explain yourself.
Okay, so this might be hard for you to comprehend, but
Me to comprehend, son.
yeah.
I forgot more about redshift fucking yesterday.
I thought you made a video about this.
How do I have a video about this?
You said you made a video about this.
Yeah, I
disproving-
debunked redshift. Yes. How do I have a video about it? Well, I all of a sudden like put together a presentation and then made a video real quick.
Okay, so to refresh your brain, redshift.
Refresh my brain, son. Who the
I
fuck
said.
do you think you're talking to?
Yeah.
Do you even know what science is? Let's start there. You got my attention with your little fucking slide comments. Do you even know what science is? Can you tell
Can
me
I
the three
answer the
constituent
question?
parts of a scientific experiment?
I don't really care.
Yeah, you're a pretender clown. Fuck off.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Who originally answered or asked the question?
Yeah, you better go to him.
Redshift.
Yeah. So the graph, you're saying it proves that Earth is moving because of the what was the reason again? You said what was
Constant. So we can by using radio telescopes we can determine that through their wavelengths, like if something is coming away, like something is going away from us.
Wait,
It will become
telescope and then what? Sorry, go ahead. Go ahead. Sorry.
red, and if a object is moving closest to us, it's becoming blue.
It's going blue. What a fucking dipshit. Thanks.
Can I step in here for a second and maybe try and save this guy?
Yeah.
Pank, how you say your name? Pank. I'll just call you Pank. If you really want to stump QE, all you got to ask is what is light, and then stop talking about what you're talking about because you have no clue, sir. You sound ridiculous. Thank you. Good night. Remember, what is light? Turns to blue.
Yeah, he's got blue balls.
He's got blue balls. How big are their balls?
Proving that, Panko? How would you prove that?
You just mark it blue on the paper, on the graph.
True.
Dude, I can't hear him. What you said?
How would you validate that?
How would you find it?
How would you validate it? How would you prove it?
Well, if you look at the night sky, like if you go somewhere dark and you see a bluish tint to the stars, that means that these stars are coming towards us.
Yeah,
if you see a reddish tint.
I heard you, and I know what blue and red tint is. Why? How would you prove that that's correct?
So you know how, like, when an ambulance comes by and it's really loud at first, and then when it comes past you, and
You're not
like,
gonna use Doppler effect, bro.
Yeah, Doppler. It's called the Doppler effect.
Yeah, it's the same principle used in the Hubble.
Do you know? Yes, I can actually also see the ambulance go by me. I'm not seeing any.
But you hear it before you see it.
We're not seeing any stars moving across the sky. We're not ever seeing that. Like,
So if I put
when
light
when does it change from red to blue? 1,000 years? 10,000 years?
Yeah, millions of years.
Yeah. So how exactly are you proving it?
Because they're coming. There's galaxies that are coming towards us.
How are you
validating
that to be
better than how? Yeah. Have you looked into? Because that's an explanation that they gave you, that blue means is getting closer, red getting further, whatever. Have you looked into an alternative explanation to that, like QE was mentioning? Maybe he'd say he debunked it.
Yeah, I did. It's in the channel right now. It's at 48 minutes after the hour. Redshift and nebular hypothesis. Fucking clown shit.
Yeah, I'm watching your ads right now because I don't want to skip them. Just kidding.
Thank you.
As a teaching moment, possibly, because I've been hearing a lot of people, maybe like 3 people in the past few days, talking about the redshift and blue shift to prove the movement of the Earth. Can maybe you simplify it a little bit at this moment, because there's a lot of new people.
The blue
Talking to me?
redshift doesn't actually.
Yeah, QE. If you can.
That's his claim.
You will give an alternative explanation from what people are saying.
Alternative explanation for what?
No, I mean, like, people come here and say, yeah, the blue shift and the red shift that prove the movement of the Earth, and that's what people have been listening in the past.
Well, his claim is ignorant to begin with. It has nothing to do with what he's talking about. Number 2, you're talking about in the fairy tale vacuum of space, second law of thermodynamics violation. All bets are off.
Yeah, I get it.
Because they don't know the medium with which they're looking through. I can just stop it right there. That's the easiest way. But if you want to watch the redshift and the nebular hypothesis debunked, you could just check out the video at 48 minutes after the hour. even though cathexis, misspelled hypothesis. What? I didn't. I'm going to have to talk to him.
Cardinals.
So let's get into your redshift and blue shift. You're thinking that.
I mean, if you spend an hour talking about it, so I mean, you seem to be.
Well, yeah. Well, I can make it short because I'm busy doing other things. I can make it short right now by
tell me how it's wrong.
Yeah, I can tell you how it's wrong because the vacuum of space to which you're attributing light passing through is horseshit. It's the second law of
This isn't a vacuum.
I'm trying to fucking tell you. Shut the fuck up.
All right.
So, your fairy tale vacuum of space is the second law of thermodynamics violation. Shut up. So, any claims that you make through that fairy tale Narnia is also bullshit. So do you understand that gas pressure needs a container?
Space isn't a vacuum.
Space is a vacuum. 10 to the negative 17 torr. Huh?
Space isn't a vacuum.
Yes, it is. 10 to the negative 17 torr. Yeah, it is a vacuum. Extremely high vacuum, in fact.
What is it then, bro? What is it?
It's not a vacuum.
Well,
for fuck's sake, he just keeps on repeating the same thing over again.
If it's not a vacuum, what is it?
Whatever isn't a vacuum, I don't know.
Whatever isn't a vacuum. Okay, a dog bone.
Oh my god.
That is not a vacuum.
It's not a vacuum. You keep on saying the same thing again.
It doesn't matter.
Do you know what vacuums are?
A vacuum
Please
is
define. They're defined.
It's space devoid of matter.
No, it's not. I never said it was a perfect vacuum. I said it was an extremely high vacuum. Do you know what that is?
I agree with you.
You what?
I agree with you. It's almost a perfect vacuum, but it's not.
Who cares? It's an extremely high vacuum, so it's still a vacuum.
Okay.
Okay. So how can you have gas pressure next to a vacuum?
Gravity.
Gravity. Hey, even if I gave you, everyone's laughing at you because this is ridiculous. Even gravity, number one, doesn't exist. However, even if I gave you, we'll get to that.
We'll get to that right now.
We'll get to that. Even if I gave you Newtonian gravity at full force times 1,000, and I gave you Einstein's relativity, general type, one each, all the bendy space-time you want, it wouldn't affect entropy one fucking iota. How you like that? Please cite something that says that gravity supersedes the second law of thermodynamics. Right now. That's what I thought. You're never going to find...
What is your version? What is your version of second law of thermodynamics?
What's my version? No, what is the second law of thermodynamics, son? What's your version?
It's that the total entropy of an isolated system can never decrease over time and is constant if...
Really? Well, that's a great wiki definition. Good job. The great wiki definition. So it says isolated systems. Are you saying the second law of thermodynamics does not apply to open and closed systems? Is that what you're saying?
No.
Yeah, you better not be. What does isolated systems... You understand that the second law of thermodynamics is a natural law, correct? Is that correct?
That again?
The second law of thermodynamics is a natural law. Is that correct?
Depends.
It depends. The laws of thermodynamics are natural laws, man.
So is gravity.
No, it's not. It was superseded by Einstein in 1915. You're about 105 years out of date.
I mean, I would agree that the second law of thermodynamics is correct in saying that it violates, like, space violates it.
Wait a second. You said that the second law of thermodynamics applies to an isolate. Do you know what an isolated system is?
No. So, I believe.
No.
Hold on. I would say that space does violate the second law of thermodynamics.
There goes your red shift and blue shift.
Well, space cannot be heated, but the universe can.
Space cannot be heated, but the universe can. What the fuck?
The universe acts like an open system, not a closed system.
The universe is an open system, so you know the boundary conditions of the universe.
The second law is supposed to be a closed system, right?
No. No. It's supposed to be a closed system. What the fuck? A closed system? Who said that?
I did.
Yeah, you did. So that would mean you know the boundary conditions.
I mean, we have an idea of the boundary.
You do have who's fucking we?
We know the rate of the acceleration of that boundary.
The acceleration of the boundary. Let me ask you a question. What's the universe accelerating into?
Thinness.
Who knows? That doesn't sound too confident. Are you still? Let's get back to the second law. You said your wiki parrot was about isolated systems.
Mm-hmm.
So, do isolated systems exist in nature?
No.
So, you're saying that the second law of thermodynamics and natural law.
Did you say space was an open system?
Don't overtalk me.
Did you say space was an open system?
Concise. I'm pretty concise, so don't overtalk. You overtalk me
Is that what you said?
Time. What?
That space was an open system.
I didn't say space was an open system. I said the Earth was an open system.
Well, I don't agree with that, but I agree that space is an open.
You don't agree that the Earth is an open system? Define an open system. This is getting borderline ridiculous.
Yeah, PackOw, why don't you say Earth open, PackOw?
What? Wait a second.
Gravity is forcing the atmosphere.
Oh, for fuck's sake!
Oh, you think gravity's it?
Listen. Hold on to gravity. Let's have him define. He's got enough time to delay. What is an open system?
What is an open system?
Yep.
Well, I mean, for an example, it would be a living organism like us.
An open system is a system that freely exchanges energy and matter with its surroundings. So,
yeah, so space.
No, we're not talking about space just yet. We already finished that discussion. You already agreed. So, the Earth, would you say the Earth exchanges energy, like it radiates energy out and gets energy in from the sun?
Yes.
So, it satisfies one criterion. Would you say that matter, like meteors, enter Earth's atmosphere, and that the hydrogen, helium, and other bullshit leaves
what?
Leaves the Earth into space?
No.
You would be incorrect then.
What about rockets? What about rockets to the moon? Rockets to the moon, yeah? That's matter, isn't it? Solid shit.
Right.
Yeah, that's what we're talking about. So the energy, yeah, right? Open system allows matter transfer. So rockets to the moon, yes? God, it's hard having a conversation with this one, isn't it?
Because I didn't want to argue, but
he knows he's fucked.
I don't really care.
We're just trying to We're just trying to get to the conclusion of what an open and closed system is and how this is relevant to fucking entropy. If the system's open, thermodynamic transfer, obviously, and matter transfer, rockets to the moon, and gas and shit. If the system's open, the gas will fill the space. Savvy?
I love that savvy. I'm curiously aroused by that.
Thank you, Fuzzy.
Yeah, Fuzzy's on top of that.
You know that song, Paul Simon?
All right, let's end it quick. So, are you looking at live stream voice text? Look at 00 on the hour. Boy, it's 11 o'clock. It's getting late. From the entropy site.oxy.edu, gas expansion into a vacuum. Mixing of ideal gases or liquids, diffusion and fusion, colligative effects, and osmosis. Each fundamentally involves an increase in entropy. So, my question to you is, how are you still breathing?
Gas pressure.
Who said that?
Well,
I
who
said,
cares? We're still waiting for your answer.
How are you still breathing? Because the gas will fill the vacuum, increasing in entropy, following the second law of thermodynamics. What you're saying is that no. The gas stays here. So that's a direct violation of the second law right here.
Well, I mean, I would answer gravity, but you don't believe it, so.
No, it's not that I don't believe it. You have to prove it. So, like I already said, I'm not going to go over it again. Which gravity are you talking about? Hold on a second. Which gravity are you talking about?
Exactly. You asked, why are we still breathing? And the answer to that would be gravity.
Okay, and then you're saying that gravity overcomes the second law of thermodynamics. I'd love to see a citation that says that. But regardless, let's get to gravity. So you can scientifically validate gravity? Please say yes.
Get up from your desk and pick something up off your desk and bend your arm out and drop it on the ground and tell me what happens.
That's scientifically validating gravity? Do you
No,
you don't know what science
it's an observation.
Yeah.
Is that a phenomena? Lovely. Something happened.
Wow,
Sorry, John.
that's amazing. Which type of
Wait,
gravity are you talking about?
But I'm confused though.
Hold on a second. Which type of gravity is he talking about?
Sounds like Newtonian.
Newtonian.
You're talking about Newtonian gravity? You got a big problem.
How?
How? Are you an Indian? All right.
That's racist.
Yeah.
All right. I'd like to direct your attention to 3 minutes after the hour. We're going to go from your alma mater wiki. Newton's classical mechanics were superseded in the early 20th century when Albert Einstein developed the special and general theory of relativity. Number one. Number two, from Caltech, Professor Jacob D. Bekenstein, Einstein also replaced, that means there was something before it, the Newtonian law of motion, that's F equals ma, by the way, by the statement that free test particles move along geodesics, the shortest curves in space-time geometry. But I should have dropped anchor at the third one. The third one's the most important for our discussion. So this is Douglas Klein. He's a professor of physics via Phys Libretex. Newton's two crowning achievements, the laws of motion and the laws of gravitation, that had reigned supreme since published in the Principia in 1687, were toppled from the throne by Einstein. So, ergo, you're 105 years out of date. You haven't been keeping up with your continuing education credits for the
Also,
past,
I'm not
105 years.
Because
By the way.
he said pick up something off my desk, right? But I've got a balloon over here, and I dropped it and it went up to the ceiling. So can he explain why that happened?
Must be on a different planet, my man.
Oh, really? Helium balloons don't rise here.
So yeah, of course the balloon's gonna rise.
So
Really?
Why?
Of course. No, hold on. Why? Yeah, why? Is it because it's lighter than air? And that's why it
Helium
goes
is.
Because of gravity?
up? Okay. Well, no. So wait. So I'm curious. If things that are lighter than air go up, what happens to the things that are heavier than air?
I'm sorry to take over. We kind of got off the beaten path. That's true. Everything he said is true. But let's get back to your scientific validation. We already clobbered Newtonian gravity. So you're 105 years out of date. You have to get on board with the correct pseudoscience. That's the general theory of relativity. Can you please scientifically validate the general theory of relativity for us, please? We're going to need the natural phenomena observed. You don't have to do it yourself. You can go find it. Go to Arthur Eddington, proving general relativity. I'll help you out because I'm crunched for time. And then please provide the dependent variable and the independent variable in the hypothesis. Arthur Eddington, Eddington, general relativity, and then post the hypothesis in here right now. We're gonna science the shit out of this.
Is it the Eddington experiment? Is that what you're talking about?
Hey, I don't know. It's your claim.
I mean, you told me to look up Arthur Eddington, so.
Arthur Eddington, general theory of relativity. Go ahead.
Yeah.
Okay, go ahead. Hypothesis, please.
Was an observational test of general relativity.
Observational test.
He observed a total solar eclipse on the 29th of May, 1919.
Ooh, that's a problem because the general theory of relativity was published in 1915. So to be a scientific theory, it would have already had to be scientifically validated. Why is it occurring in 1919? It must not have been a theory, scientific theory yet. But that's all right. We'll bypass that little friggin' train wreck of a dumpster fire. Go ahead, dependent variable, please. The effect. What did he observe?
Solar eclipse.
A total solar eclipse. Total solar eclipse. Dependent variable. I got fat fingers. Sorry about that. Okay. Total solar eclipse, dependent variable. What's the independent variable?
Gravitational deflection.
Variable. You can't have gravitation as your independent variable. Number one, because it's a begging the question fallacy. Number two, can you show us a picture of gravity that you can vary and physically manipulate it?
No.
It's a begging the question fallacy. We could just stop right there because you can't. It's circular. You're already assuming the very thing you're attempting to prove. So you can't have it as the independent variable. Follow?
Comes to this argument is every time you keep bringing up gravity and saying that we don't believe it, we believe it for very good reasons. There's no scientific experiment that proves any gravitational idea. So nothing proves it. We don't have to believe the shit, right?
Well, you wouldn't be breathing if it didn't exist.
No, you wouldn't be breathing. If you're violating the second law of thermodynamics, like I said. That's why I asked you, how are you still breathing?
Gravity.
You're still sticking to gravity when there's no scientific evidence for gravity.
His neurons are fried, QE. He's forgetting it's his brain neurons.
That's okay. We're going to get him there. What is gravity? Show me a picture of gravity.
We need to provide a picture when we can prove it.
The cause. As soon as you invoke gravity, you invoke a cause. Either mass attracting mass, which we already debunked. That's Newtonian's law. He didn't have a hypothesis. It's bullshit. Now we're into bendy space-time. So let me ask you a question. Is time physical?
Time physical?
Yep.
Depends.
No, it doesn't depend. To be physical, you have to have one or more of the following: chemical formula or structure, charge, matter, momentum, or spin, milli-electron volts, kcals, or kilojoules. So give me the units or the chemical structure of gravity. Or, I'm sorry, time.
I haven't killed you.
Give you the units of time?
No.
Of gravity.
Chemical formula or structure, charge, matter, momentum, or spin, milli-electron volts, kcals, or kilojoules. One of those units. Not seconds.
Quantum, I'm sorry, I just joined. We have some Globers in here?
Yeah.
Sweet. Okay.
Yeah, we're talking to one right now. He's trying to scientifically validate gravity. Specifically, he hasn't.
You mean the theory? That's interesting.
No, the colloquial theory. It's not a scientific theory. We already went over that. But now we're going to get down into the itty bitty details of space-time bending. So, time, is it physical?
No.
No, it's a concept. Is space, that is length, width, and depth, is that physical?
Yes, because we live in it.
Oh, you live in... So, give me the length of length.
The length of space?
Length of length.
That doesn't make sense.
That's right, because it's a concept also. So, space is a concept. Time is a concept. How can you physically bend, dilate, or warp non-physical concepts? The answer is you can't, because it's a reification fallacy, and that's what the general theory of relativity and the special theory of relativity, by the way, which aren't theories, scientific theories, by the way. They're colloquial theories. You have a philosopher, Einstein, with a calculator. It's over. It's over, son. You're violating the second law of thermodynamics. Now, I'm going to have to go because it's getting a little late. I got stuff to do, but you're toast.
Later, Kiwi. Thank you for the explanation of that.
You mean basically